Alright, so we're going to look at some techniques on how to draw a portrait. I am in no way an expert by any means on how to draw portraits, and in my opinion, they're probably one of the hardest things to draw. I usually like to do something like this when I draw my portraits. They look a little bit more abstract, liney, kind of this style. I love to draw eyes. I like to draw very abstract. But when I need to, I can draw realistic. And this particular one right here is kind of the style that I'm going to show you, but since I'm drawing on a textured wall with charcoal, it's going to be a little bit more grainy, a lot more textured. This oval, let's go ahead and call this the top and the bottom of the face. You want to make sure that your eyes are located right directly in the middle of your head, okay? So whenever you make a line here up towards the top and create your eyes there, your face gets kind of pushed up and you kind of have like an alien look going on. So what you want to do instead is kind of focus your attention to the middle of your head to start with your eyes, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and create some almond shapes here for some eyes. And I'm not going to get too detailed in this picture right just yet, because this is just for demonstration purposes, just to kind of get an idea of where to place things so that we have the right proportion of our facial parts onto our face. Now, if you notice where I put my eyes, if I was to take one of these eyes and place it directly in the middle, in between here, I should have about one eye width, okay? So if I was able to put an eye here and it's about the same size as these two, I would have my spacing correct. When these eyes are closer than that, like a half of an eye, or if they're wider apart, like an eye width and a half, or maybe two eyes can fit in here, then our eyes are kind of off in their proportions, okay? So my nose is gonna be down here, okay? And if you notice, the half of this, I'm gonna take half of this space, that's where my nose is gonna end, and from my nose to my chin, I'm gonna kind of divide that space in half, and this is where my lips are gonna be. So I have my forehead, my eyes in the middle, okay? I take half of this space, which is where my nose is gonna wind up, and then I have here where my lips are gonna be between my nose and my chin. Now my ears are going to start on the corner of where my eyes are, and they're gonna end around the same line as where my nose ends. So it's gonna look something like this, and same thing on this side. They're gonna end up around right there, okay? Now, if you notice, the inside corners of my eyes will kind of match up to the ends of my nose, okay? So that's another tip that you can use there to make sure that everything is in proportion. So there you have it. It's my finished portrait of nobody. Now, when I look at that portrait just a little bit longer, I'm starting to realize that my lips and the nose especially might be a little bit too big in relationship to the eye, so my proportions are a little bit off. But you know what? It still looks decent, and I'm happy with it. I had a lot of fun. There are so many more techniques that I would love to share with you, but there just simply isn't enough time. Originally, this video turned out to be very close to 20 minutes, and I have to cut it down. So, if we look here at the sphere and the cylinder, we can utilize these two shapes for every single facial feature that you shade. Now, you don't have to shade. You can color the way you normally color, but if you wanted to add a little bit more of a realistic element to your facial features, you can shade. And this is an easy way to do it, okay? So if you look at your ear and pretend that it looks very similar to a couple of long skinny cylinders, you would shade dark to light to dark, just like the cylinder or this cylinder. Your eye, approach it, your eyeball and the pupil, the iris as a sphere, so going dark to light to dark. Your nose, you can view it as a cylinder and three spheres, dark to light, dark to light, dark to light, dark to light. And we know that your nose doesn't really have three spheres, but it has those forms to it, okay? Which help to make things look more realistic. And then of course we have your lips that you can do two cylinders laying down on their sides, dark to light to dark, dark to light to dark. And then of course you can add the little details in the lips. All right, I'm gonna end by looking at this picture. I really wanna stress how important it is for you to place your eyes in the middle of your head. If you have them too high, which tends to happen sometimes, you're gonna have an alien looking face. So putting the eyes in the middle of your head already establishes that good foundation for a successful self-portrait. Now I wanted to end by saying this. You are in no way obligated to utilize any of these tools or techniques in your self-portrait. You're not gonna be graded on them. They were just presented so that you can have tools in your toolbox should you want to utilize them. And you never know, maybe you would like to do something like this with your future students in your classroom. All right then, so good luck on your self-portrait. I hope you have fun with it, and until next time, we'll see you later. Take care.